Chapter 4 Animal Kingdom. Okay. Now cellular level seen in sponges, tissue, ciliates and ctenophores. Organ level in platyhelminthes. So the digestive system in platyhelminthes has only a single opening to the outside of the body that serves as both mouth and anus, and hence it is called the incomplete digestive system. Now complete digestive system has two openings, that is mouth and anus. Similarly, the circulatory system may be of two types, open and closed, in which the blood is pumped out of the heart. The cells and tissues are directly bathed in it, that is the open type, and closed type, in which blood is circulated through a series of vessels of varying diameters. Now symmetry. Animals can be categorized on the basis of their symmetry. Sponges are mostly asymmetrical, that is, any plane that passes through the center does not divide them into equal halves. When any plane passing through the central axis of the body divides the organism into two identical halves, that is radial symmetry. When any plane and that divides it, then it is radial symmetry. And ciliated ctenophores and echinoderms example, then nan annelids and all them rest of, where the body can be divided into identical left and right only halves in only one plane. They exhibit the bilateral symmetry. First one radial symmetry, second one bilateral symmetry, then triploblastic and diploblastic organizations. So they have ectoderm, endoderm. These diploblastic, they do not have mesoderm. Instead, they have undifferentiated layer mesoglia. And if they are mesoderm, then they are triploblastic. Then coelom, presence or absence of a cavity between the body wall and the gut wall is very important in classification. Now the body cavity, this body cavity which is lined by the mesoderm and is called the body cavity between the body wall and the gut wall. Okay, now this cavity, if it is lined by the mesoderm, is called the coelom, coelomate animals. Okay, now in some animals, the body cavity is not lined by mesoderm. Instead, the mesoderm is present as scatter pouches in between the ectoderm and endoderm. So, such body cavity is called as pseudocoelom, and the animals possessing them are called pseudocoelomates, and these are aschelminthes. And when the animals in which the body cavity is absent are called the acoelomates, that is platyhelminthes. So, you can see diagrammatic section view of coelomates, then pseudocoelomates, and then acoelomates that show no body cavity. And in first, you show body cavity is lined by the mesoderm. Pseudocoelomates, mesoderm present as scatter pouches. Now segmentation, then notochord. Notochord is a mesodermally derived rod-like structure formed on the dorsal side during embryonic development in some animals. Animals with notochord chordates, without it non-chordates. Segmentation, earthworm that divides the body externally and internally into serial repetition of at least some organs. Now the classification of animals. So echinoderms exhibits radial or bilateral symmetry depending on the stage. So broad classification of kingdom Animalia based on common fundamental features. So Animalia, it is multicellular kingdom. Okay. Now levels of organization can be cellular organization, that is body organization, cellular or tissue organ system. So in symmetry they are mostly asymmetrical, and in symmetry like mostly asymmetrical. If the cellular level mostly asymmetrical, then body cavity or coelom, that is acoelomate. So examples are puriferan. Then radial, then acoelomate, ciliates and that is nidary and ctenophores. Then bilateral without body cavity, that is acoelomate. These are the platyhelminthes, and with false coelom, that is pseudocoelomates, that is aschelminthes, and with true coelom, that is coelomates, that is annelida, arthropoda, molluscus, echinodermata, hemichordata or chordata. So these are it. So now phylum Porifera, right? So these are generally marine and mostly asymmetrical animals. Okay, they have primitive multicellular animals and have cellular level of organizations. And protozoans are also the primitive relatives of multicellular animals. Sponges have a water transport or canal system. They have the ostia, spongiocele, osculum. Now choanococytes or collar cells line the spongiocele and the canals. Now digestion is intracellular. They have the spicule spongin fibers, hermaphrodite. Now Now fertilization is internal and development is indirect, having a larval stage which is morphologically distinct from the adult. Now examples of porifera, that is cycon, that is scypha, that is euspongia, that is bath sponge, and third is the spongilla, that is freshwater sponge, right? Now echinodermata, that is nidaria. So they are aquatic, mostly marine, sessile or free living, radially symmetrically animals. Now, the name Cnidaria is derived from the nidoblast or nidocytes, which contain the stinging capsules or nematocytes present on the tentacles and the body. They are used for encourage defense and for capture of the prey. So, the Cnidaria exhibit two basic body forms, that is polyp and medusa. Now, the polyp is sessile and cylindrical, that is hydra and adamsia, whereas the latter is, that is medusa, that is umbrella shaped, free swimming like aurelia or jellyfish. So this nidaria, which exist in both forms, exhibit alteration of generation, that is metagenesis, that is polyps produce medusa, that is asexually, and medusa forms the polyps sexually, that is obelia. Now the examples of Coelenterata: Physalia, that is Portuguese man of war; Adamsia, that is sea anemone; Pennatula, sea pen; Gorgonia, that is sea fan; Meandrina, that is brain coral. So phylum Ctenophora. Ctenophores, commonly known as sea walnuts or comb jellies, are exclusively marine, radially symmetrical, diploblastic organisms with a tissue level of organization. The body bears 8 external rows of ciliated combs, which help in locomotion. Now they show the bioluminescence, and the sexes are not separated. Reproduction takes place only by sexual means. Pleurobancha and Ctenophora, these are the examples of Ctenophora. Now phylum Platyhelminthes. They have dorso-ventrally flattened body, hence called the flatworms. They are mostly endoparasites found in animals including human beings. Okay, hooks and suckers are present in parasitic forms. Now they have the specialized cells called flame cells, help in osmoregulation and excretion. So fertilization is internal and development is through many larval stages. Some members like Planaria possess high regeneration capacity. Tenia, tapeworm, first diagram; second fasciola, liver flux, second diagram. And this was Coelenterata, Ctenophora, that is Pleurobranchia, Pinoplana and Pleurobranchia. Diagram is of Pleurobranchia. Now Aschelminthes. The body of the Aschelminthes is circular in cross section, hence they are the roundworms. Now they may be free living, aquatic, terrestrial or parasitic in plants and animals. Now alimentary canal is complete with a well developed muscular pharynx. Now excretory tube removes the body waste from the body cavity through the excretory products. Sexes are separate, that is dioecious, that is males and females are distinct. Often females are longer than males. So fertilization is internal and development may be direct or indirect. So Ascariasis, that is roundworm, Sucheria, filarial worm, Ancylostoma, hookworm. So you can see in the example of Aschelminthes, these are the roundworms. Now Annelida. They show the segmentation. Okay. They possess longitudinal circular muscles, helps them in locomotion. So aquatic annelids like Nereis possess lateral appendages, parapodia, which help in swimming. A closed circulatory system is present. Nephridia help in osmoregulation and secretion. Now neural system consists of paired ganglia connected by lateral nerves to a double ventral nerve cord. Now Nereis, an aquatic form, is dioecious, but earthworms and leeches are monoecious, and reproduction is sexual. So Nereis peritima, that is earthworm, and Hirudinaria, that is blood seeking leech. In here second diagram, and first one is the Nereis, that is dioecious, an aquatic form, and earthworm and leeches are monoecious, remember. So phylum Arthropoda, this is the largest phylum of Animalia, which includes insects. Okay, over 2/3 of all named species on earth are arthropods. Okay, the body of arthropods is covered by chitinous exoskeleton. The body consists of head, thorax and abdomen. So they have jointed appendages. The circulatory system of arthropods is of open type. Okay, the sensory organs like antenna, eyes, compound, simple, statocyst or balancing organs are present. Excretion takes place through Malpighian tubules. Now, economically important insects, that is apis, honeybee, bombyx, silkworm, laciper-like insect, vectors, anopheles, culex and aedes, that is mosquitoes, gregarious pest, that is locusta, locust, living fossil, that is limulus, king crab. So first one is a locust, second one is the butterfly, third one is a scorpion, and a fourth one is a prawn. Okay, the phylum mollusca. Now, phylum mollusk is the second largest animal phylum. Now mollusks are terrestrial or aquatic, marine or freshwater, having an organ system level of organization. So body is covered by a calcareous shell and is unsegmented with a distinct head, muscular foot and visceral hump. Okay, a soft and a spongy layer of skin forms over a visceral hump. Mental soft skin over visceral hump. The cavity of this is the mental cavity, which has the feather-like gills. They have respiratory and excretory functions. The anterior head has sensory tentacles, and the mouth head has a mouth that contains file-like rasping organ for feeding. For feeding means eating, called radula. So first is pila and second is the octopus. So pila is the apple snail, Pinactida, that is pearl oyster, then sepia, cuttlefish, loligo, squid, octopus, devilfish, physalia, that is sea hare, Aplysia, dentalum, that is tusk shell, and Clytopleura, that is chiton. Now echinodermata, right? These animals have an endoskeleton, calcareous ossicles, and hence the name echinodermata. All are marine. The adult echinoderms are radially symmetrical, but larvae are bilateral symmetrical. Now digestive system is complete with mouth on the lower ventral side and the anus on the upper, that is dorsal side. The most distinctive feature of echinoderms is the presence of water vascular system, which helps in locomotion, capture and transport of food and respiration. Now excretory system is absent. So sexes are separate. Reproduction is sexual. They show free living larvae, indirect development. Now Asteraceae, starfish, echinus, sea urchin, antedon, sea lily, cucumbera, sea cucumber, and ophiuria, that is brittle star. See, the first one is the Asteria, that is starfish, then ophiuria, that is brittle star. Now phylum Hemichordata. So Hemichordata have a rudimentary structure in the collar region called Stomochordata, a structure similar to notochord. Now Hemichordata consists of a small group of worm-like marine or animals with organ system level of organization. So they are bilateral symmetrical triploblastic coelomate animals. The body is cylindrical and is composed of an anterior proboscis and a collar and a long trunk. So proboscis, collar and trunk. Now circulation is of open type. Respiration takes place through gills. Now excretory organ is proboscis gland. Okay. Now balanoglossus and saccoglossus. These are the examples. The diagram is of balanoglossus. Now chordata. So the animals belonging to phylum chordata are fundamentally characterized by the presence of a notochord, a dorsal hollow nerve cord, that is CNS, and pair pharyngeal gill slits. Okay. They also possess a post-anal tail and a closed circulatory system. On the upper side, it is nerve cord. Below that, notochord, then gill slits and post-anal tail on the sides. Okay, this is the chordate characters. Now comparison of chordates and non-chordates. Chordates, those have notochord. Non-chordate do not have notochords. So notochord is present, notochord is absent. Central nervous system, that is nerve cord, is dorsal and hollow and single, while in non-chordates it is ventral, solid and double. Now pharynx perforated by gill slits are absent. Pharynx perforated by gill slits, but gill slits are absent in non-chordates. Now heart is ventral, just opposite to the CNS. It is ventral, and non-chordates it is dorsal. If present, it means not in all chordates heart is present. A post-anal part tail is present, that is chordates, and post-anal tail is absent. Now phylum chordata is divided into three subphylum, that is Urochordata, Tunicata, Cephalochordata, Vertebrata. Now subphylum Urochordata and Cephalochordata. are often referred to as protochordates and are exclusively marine. Now in urochordate, notochord is present only in larval tail, while in cephalochordate it extends from head to tail region and is persistent throughout their life. So urochordata acidia, salpandolulum, cephalochordata branchiostomata, amphioxus or lanceolate. Now the members of subphylum vertebrata possess notochord during the embryonic period. The notochord is replaced by a cartilaginous or bony vertebral column in the adult. Okay, thus all vertebrates are chordates, but all chordates are not vertebrates. Besides the basic characters, vertebrates have a ventral muscular heart with 2, 3 or 4 chambers, kidneys for excretion or osmoregulation, and paired appendages which may be fins or limbs. So this is the example of the Acidia. Now the subphylum Vertebrata is further divided as follows. So Vertebrata has division Agnatha, Gnatostomata. Agnatha lacks jaws, has the class Cyclostomata. Gnatostomata that bears jaws, this is division. That has a superclass that has the spices and tetrapods. Spices which bears fins and tetrapods which bear limbs, that is tetrapods. So they have the then classes, that is Chondrochitis and Osteochitis in the spices, and in that is amphibia, reptiles, caves and mammals in the tetrapods, that is the superclass. So classes Cyclostomata. So all living members of the class Cyclostomata are ectoparasites on some fishes. They have an elongated body bearing 6 to 15 pairs of gill slits for respiration. Now cyclostoma have a sucking and circular mouth without jaws. So their body is divided of scales and paired fins. Okay. Now cyclostomes are marine but migrate for spawning to fresh water. But after spawning, within a few days they die. Their larvae, after metamorphosis, that is conversion of larva into adult, return to the ocean. Examples: lamprey, that is petromyzon, and mixin, that is hagfish. So a jawless vertebrate, that is petromyzon, given in the ncert. Now class Chondrochitis, that is division, that is Agnatha. Division. Okay, class is spices. So no, super class is spices. Division is Gnatostomata. So they are marine animals with streamlined body and have a cartilaginous endoskeleton. So mouth is located ventrally and notochord is persistent throughout life. Now the skin is tough and containing minute placoid scales. Okay, teeth are modified placoid scales which are backwardly directed. Due to the absence of air bladder, they have to swim constantly to avoid sinking. So these are the Chondrochitis. Heart is two-chambered. Okay, some have electric organs, torpedo, and some possess poison sting, that is trigon. They are cold-blooded, that is poikilotherm animals that lack the capacity to regulate their body temperature. The sexes are separate. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. In males, pelvic fins bear claspers. They have internal fertilization and many of them are viviparous. So Scolidion, that is dogfish, Petris, that is sawfish, Carcharodon, great white shark, and Trigon, that is stingray. So now that is the Osteochitis, another class of division Gnatostomata, of superclass, that is spices. It includes both marine and freshwater fishes with bony endoskeleton. Now mouth is mostly terminal. Osteochitis have 4 pairs of gills which are covered by operculum. Now skin is covered with cyclotinoid scales. Air bladder is present which regulate buoyancy. Now fertilization is external and they are mostly oviparous and development is direct. Now marine, that is Exochetus, that is flying fish, and hippocampus, that is seaworms. Now freshwater, that is labio, rohu, katla, plarius, that is mangur. Aquarium, that is bitta, fighting fish, and pterophyllum, that is angelfish. So examples of bony fishes, that is hippocampus and katla. Then class amphibia. So as it indicates, amphibians can live in aquatic as well as terrestrial amphibians. Most of them have 2 pairs of limbs. Body is divided into head and trunk. Tail may be present in some. The amphibian skin is moist without scales. So they have eyelids, tympanum, so alimentary canal, urinary and reproductive tracts open into a common chamber called cloaca, which opens to the exterior. The heart is 3-chambered. Examples are buffo, toad, rana, frog, hyla, tree frog, salamander, ichthyopis, limbless amphibia. Frog has rana, that is frog has head and trunk. Okay, so reptiles showing chameleon, crocodilus, then chelone, turtle, naja. So reptilia, they are mostly terrestrial animals and their body is covered by dry and cornified skin, epidermal scutes and scales. So heart is usually 3-chambered but 4-chambered in crocodiles. The reptiles are poikilothms. Snakes and lizards shed their scales as skin cast. Fertilization is internal. So chelone, that is turtle in the third diagram, then testudo, that is tortoise, then chameleon, that is tree lizard, enjoying it on the tree by sitting on the tree branch. Calours, that is garden lizard, crocodilus, crocodile, alligator, hemidactylus, wall lizard, poisonous snakes, naja, cobra, bangarus, that is crate, vipera, that is viper. Aves. The characteristic feature of aves birds are the presence of feathers, and most of them can fly except flightless birds, ostrich. They possess beak. The forelimbs are modified into wings. The skin is dry without glands except the oil glands at the base of the tail. The endoskeleton is fully ossified, bony, and the long bones are hollow with air cavities, that is pneumatic. The digestive tract of birds has additional chambers, the crop and gizzard. And the heart is completely 4-chambered. They are warm-blooded homeothermous animals, that is, they are able to maintain a constant body temperature. Respiration by lungs, they have air sacs that supplements their respiration. Now sexes are separate, fertilization is internal. Now corvus, crow, columba, pigeon, cicacula, parrot, struthio, ostrich, pavo, peacock, aptenotides, that is penguin, and neophron, that is vulture. Now class Mammalia. So some of them have adapted to fly or live in water. The most unique mammalian characteristic is the presence of milk producing glands, that is mammary glands, by which young ones are nourished. So some mammals, that is Ornithorhynchus, then Macropus, that is kangaroo, then Pteropus, flying fox, no Pteropus, that is bat, Balaenoptera, that is blue whale. Now mammals is unique in possessing hair. The skin of mammals is unique in possessing hair. External ears or pinna are present. Heterodontids, 4-chambered heart, homeothermous. They are viviparous with few exceptions and development is direct. So examples are oviparous, Ornithorhynchus, that is platypus. Then viviparous, Macropus, that is kangaroo. Macropus, they are kangaroos, Australians. Okay. Then Pteropus, that is flying fox. Exocutus, that is flying fish. Pteropus was a camelus, that is camel. Okay. Macaca, that is monkey. Ratus, rat. Canis, dog. Felis, cat. Elephas, that is elephant. Ichthus, horse. Delphinus, that is common dolphin. Balaenoptera, that is blue whale. Panthera tigris, that is tiger. Panthera leo, that is lion. So this is all it. Now silent features of different phyla in the animal kingdom. Now what are the silent features? So porifera, that is cellular. Symmetry are various. Coelom is absent. Body with pores and canals in walls. So Coelenterata, that is nidaria. They have tissue. Ctenophora has tissue. Platyhelminths have organ and organ system. Okay. And segmentation is present in Annelida, Arthropoda and Chordata. And digestive system first incomplete in Coelenterata and first complete in Aschelminthes. Now circulatory system first present in Annelida. Okay, and respiratory system first present in Arthropoda. Now comb plates for locomotion, Ctenophora. Flat body, that is suckers, Platyhelminthes. Often worm shaped, elongated, that is Aschelminthes. Now body segmentation like rings, that is Annelids. Exoskeleton of cuticle jointed appendage, that is Arthropoda. Then external External skeleton of shell usually present as in mollusk and water vascular system, radial symmetry that is echinodermata, and worm-like with proboscis, collar and trunk. There are hemichordates and chordata that is notochord, dorsal, neural, hollow cord, gill slits with limbs or fins. Okay, this is it. Now, so Porifera includes multicellular animals which exhibit cellular level of organization and have characteristic flagellated choanocytes. The mollusks have a soft body surrounded by an external calcareous shell. The body is undivided, right? It is not segmented. Okay, the unique feature of mammals are the presence of mammary glands and hairs on the skin. Okay, they commonly exhibit viviparity. Exception only one platypus ornithorhynchus.